There's a moment that happens every single day in your house. You probably don't notice it. You're moving through a room, getting something from the kitchen, walking down the hallway, and for just a second, barely 2 seconds, your dog looks at you. Not at the room, not at the door, not at whoever else is sitting there. At you. And then he goes back to whatever he was doing. You missed it, but he didn't. That glance, that small, quiet, 2-second glance, is one of the most specific things a bonded dog does. And it's just the beginning. Because there are 7 things your dog does specifically with you that he doesn't do with everyone else in the house. 7 behaviors that, once you see them, you won't be able to unsee. This is what genuine attachment looks like, not in theory, in your living room. Today, most people think a dog who loves them is a dog who's excited to see them. The jumping, the tail, the noise at the door. And you're not wrong, that's real. But here's what that reading misses. Every dog in the house gets some version of that. The welcome is general. The bond is specific. What separates someone your dog is happy to see from someone your dog has chosen as their anchor, their person, is a completely different set of behaviors. Quieter behaviors. Behaviors that don't show up on camera. Behaviors that have been happening every single day since the first month you lived together, and that you've probably been misreading as coincidence. If you've ever wondered whether you're truly your dog's person, not just one of the people he lives with, but the one he actually chose, this is what you've been looking for. Sign 1. The check-in glance. You're in the backyard. Your dog is doing dog things, sniffing, exploring, moving through the space. And every minute or two, without any prompt, without you calling his name, he stops and looks at you. Not a long stare, just a glance. Quick, checking, then back to what he was doing. This is called a reference check. And it's one of the most instinctively specific behaviors a dog shows toward the person they've bonded with. He's not looking at the yard. He's not looking at your neighbor. He's locating you, confirming you're still there, and then continuing. He does this with you, not with everyone in the house. And the difference is measurable. Sign 2. He brings you his things, not to play, not because he wants you to throw something. He just brings you a toy, lays it at your feet, and looks at you. This is a sharing behavior. In the world of canine social bonds, what you offer to another matters as much as how you offer it. Bringing a valued object to someone isn't a game, it's a statement of inclusion. He's letting you into his inner circle by offering the things that matter to him. He picked you to receive that. Not the other person on the couch. You. Sign 3. He sleeps facing you, or toward the door when you're not in the room. When dogs sleep, they're at their most vulnerable. Everything about where they choose to sleep, how they position themselves, and who they face. Those are deliberate decisions made by a nervous system that doesn't have an off switch. A bonded dog positions his body in your direction. It's not about comfort. It's about orientation. His instincts have decided that the safest direction is wherever you are. Think about that for a second. In his deepest rest, his body is still pointing at you. Sign 4. He notices when you're off. You've had a hard day. You haven't said anything. You came home, sat down, and tried to look like everything was fine. He knew before you sat down. Not because dogs can read minds, because dogs read bodies with a precision that we don't have language for. They process micro changes in posture, in breathing rhythm, in the way you carry your weight when you walk. And here's what's specific about this. He doesn't do this with everyone. He does it with the person he's tracked closely enough to know the baseline, the person whose normal he's memorized. He knows you're normal, which means he notices when it shifts, and the fact that he moves toward you in those moments without being asked tells you everything. Sign 5. He looks at you before he decides. Someone new walks into the house. There's an unfamiliar sound outside. Something changes in the environment, and before he reacts, he looks at you first. This is called social referencing. And it's one of the most specific markers of a primary attachment bond. He's using your face as information, your expression, your body language, your stillness or your tension. All of that tells him how to respond to the world. He trusts your read of the situation more than his own instinct. That's not just affection. That's a level of reliance that takes months to build. And it only goes to one person at a time. Sign 6. He calms down faster when you're the one who stays. In a stressful situation at the vet, during a storm, when there's a lot of people around, if you're the one who stays close, he settles faster than he would with anyone else. His heart rate actually drops. This isn't wishful thinking. The research on attachment bonds in dogs shows that the bonded person has a measurable physiological effect on the dog's stress response. Not a familiar person. Not a person he likes. The person. There's a difference between feeling safe with someone and using someone as an anchor. He uses you as an anchor. Sign 7. His greeting for you is different. Not louder. Not necessarily more energetic. Different. There's a quality to it that's specific to you. Maybe it's the sound he makes. Maybe it's the way he moves toward you versus toward others. Maybe it's the fact that he needs to touch you to lean against your leg, to put a paw on your foot in a way he doesn't do with everyone else. You've noticed this. You may have told yourself you were imagining it. You weren't. The bond has a signature, and that signature shows up in the greeting every single time. Because that moment you walking back through the door is one he registers differently from every other moment in his day. Here's what all 7 of these things have in common. None of them are about you giving him something. They're not about food or walks or play. They're about something that took time to build slowly, quietly, through every ordinary day you've spent together. Your dog didn't choose you because you feed him. Every person in the house feeds him. He chose you because somewhere along the way, you became the thing his nervous system recognizes as safe. The thing his brain releases a specific chemical in response to a chemical that, according to research, is the same one that bonds a mother to a child. He's not just attached to you. He's wired for you. And the most beautiful part of that? He didn't announce it. He didn't make a declaration. He just started looking at you before he looked at anything else. He started pointing his body in your direction while he slept. He started bringing you his things. He just chose you, quietly, without asking for anything in return. That's not habit. That's not training. That's the specific, measurable, undeniable signature of a bond. Tonight, when you look at your dog, you're going to see something different. A glance across the room that you used to let pass. The way he positions himself while he rests. The moment before he reacts to something new. When his eyes find yours first. You've been living inside these signals for however long you've had him. Now you have the eyes to see them. See you next time.